Stand to my warriors, and welcome back to another episode of MegaMek. It's weekly the campaigns of the striking service, and the last time Boa got stuck in it, they faced off against a Von Luckner and a Demolisher, which nearly killed two mechs, actually. It was rather surprising. The Archer took a hit off early on, down to 2 armor on side torso, and the Battlemaster got completely opened up, which was rather dangerous, but everybody survived, and they will come home to be repaired. Adder is now up for the count. They are doing a stand-up attacker. They've seen a location. They're going to barrage it. Where is that? The middle of a city. They're going to bring the terror to the homes, and it's going to be wonderful. So we are just going to go over to that now. Welcome to the city, where jump-jetted mechs may actually have an advantage, although maybe not. After all, this is a fortress city. Many of these buildings are very, very tall. The curse is back because of us. First mission with Talik's Gospec. It's a city. I mean, you do have some long, easy firing lanes to work with. We are going to do that so that I can switch these two units. Give me Kyogre. I want Kyogre in front. He's just more, frontline material. Not that I have anything against her. Move you forward. We may not see anybody in that first round. Narrow fire lanes for close quarters combat. 68 million C-bills already salvaged. We've been doing a good job. A very good job. We won't play Traveler. At least tonight we won't play Traveler. Wait, what? No! I'd love to play Traveler. The objective is to cause havoc and mayhem. Destroy what you can. Blow targets up. Kill dragons. Etc, etc, etc. And hope that they don't have blasters. Run right on forward because I think I might have a long-range Gauss shot. Same with you. You may actually see that Saladin, and that could be very fun. Alright, Atlas does not have a target. Ranges are just too long. The Stalker, however, he's just inside of range. Oh, it's going to be a hard shot. It's a 9. Twin 9s. Let's see if we can actually pull this off. Blasting away from maximum range after a run and all the problems. I do want Kyogre in front of me. Traveler where you die in character creation. It's not that bad. It's a really interesting system. I watched Seth Skoroskowski run through all of the Traveler stuff, and I thought it was very cool. Alright, so we have no targets. It is moderately raining at the moment. So that is adding a +1 to bad accuracy. However, he just does not have a shot. He's at the very edge of the range. God damn it, Hello. Of the single PPC that is being carried on the Hyperion. Stalker misses the first shot. Second one, however, does nail the target. +1 all driving skill rolls, which in the city is very, very bad. Dragons make me worried these days from a viewer perspective. The dragons have proven to be immensely tanky because of that narrow low profile. Especially on the harder shots, like, having damage is insane. I love it. But it's also quite dangerous. Alright, Jaeger, walk forth. And the Stalker... Honestly, I don't really need the Stalker to move that fast. I'm just going to walk a 3. That'll keep the accuracy high. It'll give us some protection. Which is all I'm really looking for. Highlander! There's a rocket turret. That's going to be enjoyable. And by enjoyable, I mean, oh god, make it stop. Ooh, also, I'm only going to walk the 3. Because we got a Saladin coming right down the... Oh, God. I wish I had gone faster now. No basement. Yeah, that Saladin's probably going to ruin somebody's day. It's going to be unpleasant. I highly recommend that you do not get in its way. Unfortunately, I know that several mechs are. Oh, they've realized being down the same path is probably a really bad idea. Oh, and this rocket launcher turret. Gauss, medium laser, medium laser, medium laser. Medium, and let's keep the heat a little bit under control. Atlas, twist. Target the building. And we'll go medium laser spam, large laser, medium laser spam. +5, we'll -1 because that's the flamer. Oh, it's bolt flamers, yeah, we'll do that. Hit you. Highlander, you still need a 10 to hit. That's not great. Gauss rifle for the big damages. And 12, 12, and 12. Jeez. Accuracy, bad. Let's see if you can't salvage anything. All of the 8s that I have at my disposal. Yeah, 34 of 30 heat. Fingers crossed. Oh, the Saladin fired the first thing and he missed. Luckily. This mission wasn't your idea. I mean, it's your job. You're a mercenary. Raiding a fortress city with assaults seems smart. Yeah, that's kind of your job. All right, weapons fire from the Marauder, nailing the building. However, it has 100 and something health, which is going to be rough. Don't worry, we all know. Oh no, Harper got you clicked by these. Oh, we're dealing an excellent amount of damage. Highlander missing all of his fire. However, Hyperion comes in, instantly makes him immobile. Can he follow up? He just needs one more hit to the left side and it'll kill it. Front is down to 1 armor. And there it goes, killed by the front. All right, so the Saladin is now gone. Excellent, well done. Lucky for all of you. And we are in a position to continue to push. All right, there is almost nothing down this road. I'm actually gonna maneuver right to here. That'll give me a view on that rocket launcher turret. I kind of want Kagan to push on these guys. I think he can be invaluably helpful. And I'm happy with you controlling this road, although I do see the incredibly dangerous Saladin that was stacking up right there, so I don't really want to be that close to it. Gonna bring up you. Oh, Kyogre is gonna be right next to that. That's gonna be fascinating. And we got a laser platoon in the city. Spin this mech around. Come at him as fast as you can. Didn't even get shoot. No, he did shoot the 20. He fired the 20 immediately, and he missed. He needed a 9. He rolled a 5. So we got lucky on that one. Needs a negative 1 to hit the building. Basically has gone to sleep and he's just pulling the trigger now. We're gonna fire SRM-6s because those are in good supply. Lots of mediums. We'll be done with that. Stalker has no target, so we're gonna target you again. Pew pew. Big blasts. And then Kyogre. Oh, surprisingly, he doesn't actually have a target on us. I'm actually really surprised on that one. All right, right arm over the shoulder is impossible. Blocked by terrain. All right, you're done. Highlander. Twist. Fire that Gauss rifle behind you. Because you don't have a target in front of you. Welcome to the city. There is indeed a motorized foot platoon. Infantry crosses building exterior wall or roof. Which level are you on? They biked 3. That's an interesting way of putting it. Alright, I guess we have to target the building. That and fire. Start lighting it up. Does that? We're just gonna fire everything we got into the building so we can't crack it. Because I can't shoot the infantry. 4 reasons. Is Inferno better versus turrets and tanks? Absolutely. It's an automatic critical hit. No, we're not playing double blinded units. God, I wish. They are technically hidden. We don't have a way of identifying them. So I really should have just messed with that a little bit just to make sure that they couldn't. Every time I see a blue Atlas, I think it's an enemy mech. Nope. It is the Robinson Battle School. Enemy infantry from that motor platoon misses with their laser rifles from long range. Jaeger opening fire at the turret brings it down to 32 CF. Crew killed by the Stalker's Gauss rifles. Excellent work and brings down the entire building. Gauss rifle for the Highlander hits the one random building. Dragon opening fire on the Jaeger does miss with his LRM-10s. Atlas leaning into his building trying to get through. And, well, he's got down to 87 CF, so he needs more work. No melee, no melee, no melee. No melee and no melee. But that dragon is now engaging us, so we do have to pay it mind. Well, Jaeger has Infernos to the SRM-6. Does he? Does it? Did the game remember that, though? Let's see. No, it didn't. Yeah, so it seems like it resets the ammo bins at the start of every week or something. So I will have to make sure I double check all of your ammo bins whenever we go into the field. So these guys are hidden, but they will never unhide themselves, so that's why it doesn't really work. Ooh, that might actually be very helpful. Got a vedette moving up that way will bring along you. I'll give you a nice angle down there. And it might even bait the dragon to come out to meet us. And Hyperion. Hyperion can basically ignore these infantry if he really wanted to. I don't anticipate him being able to do anything to us. Yeah, the dragon just pulled back. He's no longer in range. So he took a pot shot and now he's fading. Which, you know, makes perfect sense. And this mech around, you need a 2. Oh no. Saladin's made his move. I can't get behind him. But I can get on top of him. protect myself and the others. All right, so the Saladin actually failed and skidded into a hex. However, we succeeded on all of our checks. So Princess isn't very good with hidden units. Yep. Hey, Greybeard. Upside, no pop-up SRM carriers for keep the day. God, I would love to have hidden units if for no other reason than that. Just surprise death. Ooh, that accuracy is what we call bad. Give me range high-low. So I can actually, you know, appropriately. And then SRM6 is always to the bottom. Because they will always be the last weapon fired unless I'm feeling especially antsy, I guess. I'm gonna zap him a little bit. Stalker doesn't have a shot. They are hiding. We gotta hunt them down. One by one, we will annihilate them. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Okay. You, on the other hand, have a perfect shot on each side of the units. And we are going to go damage high weapon, damage high low, because that allows me to actually see the large laser without being halfway down the list for some reason. And obviously no flares, because that won't work. Highlander, also no target. 'Tis unfortunate. Oh, that motorized laser platoon decided to come out to play. And Hyperion doesn't have a better target, so maybe you guys should have stayed home. So no BBC, obviously. I think actually we're not even going to use large laser, we're just going to medium laser and then barbecue. See what happens. That's what I get for looking way to order pizza and wings. Who's on the mission? 'Tis Adder. At the moment, every carrier crew is hoping for a fat, juicy mech walking straight into the sights. Whoosh. Yup. Imagine, if you will, if vehicles tracked heat like mechs. In a way, they have to. So if you design a vehicle, it has to be able to cover all of its energy weapon heat. So that's one of the caveats of building. That's the reason why the laser scimitar has 4 medium lasers and nothing else, because it actually needs to have the additional heat sinks to handle all of the weapons fired, and it doesn't get the initial 10, so it's expensive. They're going back to Twitch being stupid today. That's rough. All right, so Atlas Jaeger, nailing the Saladin, completely and utterly butchering it. I love it. It hit a 10 and a 12. 9 and 16 missiles was all that it took. It is gone. However, it will be firing at some point. Oh yeah, it did fire at Jaeger, and it missed. This is very good. ACs and missiles don't generate heat, which is a good thing. Yes, it actually allows them to work properly. Although it also means that there's surprisingly few vehicles that actually use autocannons. Like, I mean, hover tanks is what I'm thinking of. Anyway, yeah, Saladin completely obliterated. Kyogre laying into a Vedette, obliterating that. Wonderful. Another Vedette opening fire and missing entirely. The Atlas deciding that he wants to end this light platoon, and yeah, they're barbecued and toasted. So bing bang boom, done. No melee, no melee, no melee, no melee, no melee. Well, originally Kyogre was going to step on the Saladin, but the Saladin's already dead, taken care of. No reason to worry. All right, little vedettes, where do you think you're going to next? We'll walk up here. It'll give us a ability to shoot down multiple quarters. That dragon's running. That dragon does not want to play with us. But why? Why don't you want to play with us, little dragon? Looks like the Stalker's in a good position to follow up on a Vedette tank over here with his twin Gauss rifle. And then we'll have Kyogre chase after this Vedette. Basically, we're running riot through the entire city as people watch on from their homes. It's brilliant! Entertainment coming right to your door. Hello, Longwood. Welcome to the stream. But also Savannah Master at single medium laser. Oof. The Savannah Master. Claimed to be better than the Locust. Which I suppose is a claim to fame of sorts, but I'm not sure I would bet an entire marketing campaign on it. Let's see if you can handle the twin Gauss rifle doom that comes your way. I remember when all you wanted to build to leak was just misery. And here you have this monstrosity of anti-tank cannonry. Anyway, large lasers only, and the mediums are obviously no flamers, because we don't have enough flamers. We lack the flamers to do the job. Wunderbar. Highlander has no target, unfortunately. Well, we could shoot at this. Yeah, that's not going to be much, but hey. It'll make me feel better. And that's worth something, isn't it? Switch off you, single large, whole bunch of mediums. We're gonna bring down the house. Maybe a little less than that. We'll do that just to be on the safe side. Master is pretty good for BB. Yep. Roof de Flammen. Flammen de Roofers. We can pass it off as a live fire show. We only knock down the buildings that shoot us, so it's fine. Alright, Vedette gets nailed by the 1 LRM-20, minuses its movement points. However, we missed everything else. That's unfortunate. The Vedette is able to then open fire on the Stalker, hits the center torso with an AC-5. The Stalker, however, returns fire with something a little bit bigger. Gauss rifle's going right on through the entire tank, and it is gone. Kager opening fire on his target, and yet another Vedette falls to his guns. Once the map is in sort of urban hell like this, I love this map. Maps like this are amazing. Because, like, there's all kinds of things you have to maneuver around, which is fun. Wow, Gauss, okay, so Rocket Launcher 3 has been jammed, and we're now weakening it. Excellent. Weapons fire for the Dragon fired at the Jaeger did not hit. Is he firing indirectly? He must be, because we don't have a line of sight on him. And then we bring the building down to a 59 CF. Excellent. No melee, no melee, no melee, no melee, no melee. Hey, 58% victory! We didn't need to kill everybody, we just needed to make it very clear that we are here and they need to pay attention. Alright, do we control the battlefield? I mean, technically, yeah, but, like, not really. Undamaged! That's what happens when you bring assault mechs. Can I, like... Can't just unclick them all. I don't like that they're all automatically selected for ransom. It makes larger scale missions more difficult. Alright, motorized platoon, obviously we can't capture that because it's people. And I don't have anybody in the region that can pick up their equipment, because basically it's you guys, and I would love to see you guys try and pick rifles up off the ground. That would be hilarious. Next. More injuries that we don't care about. The Rocket Launcher 15, it was the penetration from the Highlander that caused the jam result, which is what I'm going to count as the kill on that one. Yeah, hovers in cities is bad because of the skidding building. Yes, absolutely true. Alright, so Bulwark managing to pick up 2, the Highlander grabbing 1, Lady Freya grabbing 1, Hyperion grabbed 2, and Mammoth grabs 1. Not bad, everybody. And we did force the withdrawal of a sufficient number of units. So it will tell me it's a draw, but it was not. It was in fact a glorious victory. Wunderbar. Excellent. Well, one thing is for certain, our secrecy is certainly on the back. I mean, we weren't trying to be secretive. We were actually wanting to be seen. We just don't want them to know where our base is. So, destruction, chaos, madness, we're all about that. We just don't want to, you know, drag them back to the base. If we want to get XP for destroyed unit turrets, would they need to be set to ransom? No. You got the credit for the destruction of the Rocket Launcher 15, and that wasn't set to it. I just mean identity-wise. I mean, they can look, but what are they going to find out, you know? Burn it all. I have a coffee machine hard mounted to the back of Torres' cockpit. That might get very toasty. I would not recommend hot liquids in your cockpit during the middle of a battle. The burn it all may take on different meanings. Alrighty then. So, on to the target of opportunity. Good job, everybody. You're doing well. Indigo. Alright, so the scenario of the scene, as it were. We're gonna paint a little bit of a scene. So there was an AR recently which basically detailed that we've received intelligence that an enemy official is moving through. This official, well, enemy, he's part of the Rosselhog provisional government on this planet, since the full-on turnover hasn't really occurred just yet. They're working on it, but it hasn't happened yet. Because the current Curitan leader of the planet still doesn't really accept the orders that he's been given from Luthien, he's not accepting any of their information. Because of the chaos and havoc that you guys have been causing, there's a lot of outcry about this, that somebody needs to be doing something, and that somebody should probably be the new regional government. Tensions are escalating more and more, especially in the cities and areas, and they're starting to become small amounts of minor conflict that are happening around the area. People are getting antsy, people are getting aggressive, and especially with now the Ronin side starting to become more and more well-formed, there's been pushes to start being a little bit more aggressive and violent. A few counselors, headed by this one in the Heavy B1 transport, have been trying to get people to chill, relax, and slow down. That has kind of been working, but only because he's such a charismatic figure. Well, obviously that won't do since we're trying to start a war here, so this operation has been sent in as a bit of a scratch force emergency since everybody else had already been deployed. Indigo Lance, specifically the 2 reserve mechs in Indigo Lance, as well as the jump platoons in Eric's have been sent out to see if they can't kill this guy as quickly as possible. Because if they can kill him, then that'll remove one of the major obstacles that will keep this thing from breaking out into all-out war, which is exactly what we want. During this mission, the 2 Eric's jump platoons were set up here. They have managed to immobilize the transport, but it's not dead yet. They need to be. Prior in the night, the Blackjack BJXL and the Warhammer 6DR were hidden along the route that we knew about. The Blackjack had to be hidden a little bit further back because Awesome versus Warhammer? Not quite. And create a martyr? Well, perhaps, but a dead martyr can be manipulated in many ways by people who want something to break out. So the Blackjack being driven by Shadow Wolf, he wanted to stay standing, so he had to be a little bit further back. And then, of course, we have Raka up here in her Warhammer. She's a little bit further forward, but she's prone. So, yes, she drives a Warhammer. Nobody's been paying any attention to Raka this entire time. It kind of makes me hurt. She's much closer because she was shut down and prone. The start of this battle will begin with the 2 battle mechs powering up, which means they won't get a move this round. But hey, also, the eagle-eyed among you may notice there is another green icon. Not here in the ambush zone, but way out here. A secret mission has been undertaken by this jump platoon. They have done something over here. You guys don't know what, but now they need to get out of here. And they need to retreat all the way to the bottom of the map to get out. The mission will end once everybody is out, or if you say that you're going to leave them behind. I don't recommend leaving them behind because Corporal Tyler here is carrying very important information and did something very important, which will be revealed in a later AAR. Anyway, where were things? Hunting, Sesame Stride. Can't identify us by the medium laser blast marks that get you from swimming. Please act as if you don't empty before each fight. What? Oh, the coffee machine. Yeah, I get it. She has the prototype LBX. Like, you guys have had this prototype LBX for this entire time, but yes, she's packing an LBX autocannon, which, it is the prototype, so it can jam, but since nobody else wanted it, we grabbed it and put it into this mech, and hopefully it will do wonders. Maybe not, but hey, we'll see. So, now that the stakes have been set, I will now fill in the rest of the players, the militia, and the reinforcements. The Rapid Reaction Force, the initial one that is on the field, is located over here in the city. It consists of a Catapult K2, a Panther, a Wasp, and a Locust, which is a bit of a problem because this is infantry. Infantry did not do well against machine guns. Can't mount anything like that in Diamondback. Feels bad. I mean, you could. Actually, no, I don't think the Icarus 2 fits anymore, but it used to. Diamondback used to be led by Firehawk driving an Icarus 2 with an AC-10. It was great. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get things underway. And the first things first, we are going to power up. I wish I had a sound effect ready for that, for Reactors Online and all that, but I do not. I will have to change that in the future. I wonder if I could actually add the sound effect into the game files so that every time you hit the startup key that it would play that sound effect. That'd be really cool. Cat K2 could be danger in the mix. Yeah. K2 catapults do not take prisoners. All right, boyos, time to leave as fast as you can. Oh, God. They got forces coming in on them fast. It may be impossible to save them unless somebody immediately breaks off to go after them. You guys are going to stay in there because it's cover. You guys are going to stay in there because it's cover. Catapult K2 has maneuvered aggressively. Dun. We need to knock out this vehicle. Actually, no. The vehicle is mostly under control. We're going to knock out the trucks. They're basically technicals. They're Humvees for all intents and purposes because there isn't a Humvee equivalent in Battletech. Oh, right, and the AC-5 dual turrets I've already seen, Kenzie. That's unfortunate. LRM-5 strikes, I got nothing. And I do have a shot because you moved into my range. Okay, prototype LBX autocannon. Set cluster rounds. And fire. Alright, jump platoon immediately opening up on the first target. First flatbed truck instantly destroyed. Second flatbed truck completely annihilated. Got AC-2 damage firing off. She's lost her searchlight, but the rest of them missed. And as did the cluster ammo, but both of them have been taken up. Why a bug mech? My next choice is the Cicada 3C. I mean, Cicadas are not bad in certain scenarios. The PPC Cicada is quite good. Twitch made you miss the scenario briefing. There will be a VOD. It will be up eventually. All right, jump platoon, continue your flight because they're coming for you. I think I'm gonna have to send somebody over to help with that like post haste to the point where I think you guys will finish off the transport, and everybody else, we're gonna rush over here. By the way, nobody told you about this mission, the side mission over here, until it happened. That specifically, by the way, is for Shadow Wolf, so that he can make any sort of in-character stuff that he wants to do. It was a bit of a surprise that suddenly these guys showed up and are asking for assistance, and they have all the right codes. Alrighty, so you have no target because you're still thankfully away from the enemy. We shall fire into the rear of the truck to make sure that we kill the counselor, and then we'll get out of here away from these AC turrets. I'm just gonna stay in cover for a bit. Blackjack is almost in range. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be very tight. Spin you around, target the turret, fire the PPC, and the LBX autocannon can't quite shoot in that direction. That's okay. All right, we stun the crew. That's fine. The AC-5 turret opening fire does manage to hit our infantry quite a bit. Second group, again, we're causing all kinds of damage, and Warhammer missing the overshoulders. Oh no, the Warhammer did hit the shot, and is still getting blasted. We've lost our left torso rear armor in its entirety. She's got to get out of there. It's the best. I see these in action. Wait, what? You'll shoot Harper about it? Wait, you'll shoot Harper? That seems a little extreme. Yes, I've threatened to kill my commander. Leave! Flee! Jump! Boing! Jump! Boing! Blackjack, run! Okay, the Blackjack can see him, but he's not in a position to provide support. Alright, let's jump after him a little bit. If I can't get some maneuverability going on here. And we're going to turn like that because, yeah, nobody's going to be in range, so we'll have her and Cartise shoot the rear targets. No infantry in range yet. You, however, are. Fire into the rear. SRM attack. Come on, break it. I just need to break it a little bit. By a little bit, I mean totally annihilate it. Fire support. You are technically in fire support range. You may actually be able to get the cover that they need. And you are just out of range of the AC-5s. I think we're all nice and clear. There we go. Heavy transport. We hit the ammunition and blew the whole thing sky high. Not actually shooting, more like with verbal shouting. As long as you don't like try and shove yourself in his face, should be fine. If you just want to yell at him from like across the table, that'll be okay. Dual AC-5 turrets are still shooting at the infantry, but the infantry have done their job. They've taken casualties, but they're on their way up. And they should be at the very edge of that range anyway, so. Oh, that locust is so close. I jumped to the side instead of straight down. These guys can jump straight down. Jump straight down. Blackjack will be in range next turn. Ooh, Blackjack is actually going to be in range now. First things first, I want to see exactly what this gun can reach. My line is... Okay, so I'm fine. Yeah, make that move. No target for infantry platoon. No targets. No targets. Hi, Mr. Wasp. There'll be a 12 to hit. 3, 4. Starting to get some suppression fire down. Actually, how tough is their building? Yeah, 55. Yeah, the Wasp. We won't be able to blow it up by the time the Wasp needs to be taken care of. Set back to standard AC round, but we're not in range anyway, so it's going to be fine. Hello, Scruffles. Welcome to the stream. Peace Talks recommend picking up a recon of Waltzing Way. Exactly! That's exactly the plan. Picking up 3C is great. 711 plus a PPC. Yeah, that's the good one. 3F is even better. 811 8 with an ER PPC, 2 medium lasers and 5 times armor. Ooh, sounds beautiful. How much do you sacrifice for a 5-8 on the Blackjack? He's got 4 LRM 5s and 2 or 4 medium lasers. Basically, he just loses the ACs in exchange for missiles. It's fairly decent, to be honest. I could even argue it's better than the stock Blackjack. Great, continue your flight. How long until I'm away from that gun? That gun's really hurting us. That will actually not get us on the level. I have to jump up here, which I will do. It's not going to be a good shot, but that's not the point. One is to rain fire. Oh no! The Locust pilot knocked themselves out. Not that bad, just heavy on heat. It's really not even that heavy on heat unless you're jumping. Just a small bit of armor drops ACs. Query, why aren't they jumping towards the Blackjack? Because they know the Blackjack is moving to cover them. ACs have a dumb range and practically no heat. Yeah, which generally doesn't really come. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, that pilot has 3 injuries from this one turn because they wanted to get to our infantry quickly. That did not work out well for them. Hello, little wasp. I know, we're not really in a good engagement range for you yet, but we're trying. You gotta give us credit for trying. Alright, missing from the AC-5s, great. Misses from the Blackjack, and misses from Kartich. So we're good with that. It's hard to drive a Locust when you're not little like a Scuffles. Yeah, unless you're a small pilot. Plus I'm running jumping jack, which means I can jump out of a bad situation cool off. Tis excellent. Jump! Cover me, Locust. Or not Locust. We should be out of range. Either this jump or the next jump. Oh, you did go right for him. Jesus! Fast are you moving? +3. Show me your weapons. Walk it. That'll be a perfect shot. I jump the Warhammer right for him. He wanted that bad. Runner from 6 into his face. He is shooting at our infantry now. We're being fired on from the Panther. That's unfortunate. Oh, we got a 7 accuracy. We'll throw in the 11s too. 2+5, yeah, no. If Kartich was 1 away from getting the angle. Alright, jump platoon. Badly damages. Oh, they're gone. Medium laser plus a machine gun just completely wiped them out. That is unfortunate. We're gonna have to see just how much of that will actually survive the end of the battle, because wiping out a platoon actually doesn't kill them all. So, jumping Warhammer, what is this? You should have been paying attention. This was not a secret to anybody. All right, new rule: if we can get to the, if we can get to this, and stay still here for 1 round, we're gonna get what we can get. Because I'm being super nice to myself. The target. Oh, interesting. Managed to outmaneuver me. Entirely. That's unfortunate. Hi. Oh, that'll be a nice accurate shot from that. Fortunately, I just barely can't make that turn. Twists, what do you got? Nothing, okay. There we go! That's what we needed before. Move me to the spot that died and I'll pick him up. Exactly, that's the plan. Alright, so the PPC from Kartich manages to completely blow off the right arm and the right torso from just a nailed-on shot. Love it. And then we're going to swing around and give him a punch from the arms we don't have. Alright, so infantry is almost out. Remember how I said figured that today's stream would be short? Alright, so it's the forest that we're calling. Technically it was right next to it, but we're going to say the survivor's going to meet you there. Do you think you're getting away from me? Pissed! Right, you're going to have to stay here next turn, and then if you do that, it's all good. We hope. Blast that. PPC. Prototype. Oh, we're building a lot of heat. Yeah, we can't build that much heat. No PPC, just prototype. And I'll keep the medium laser off for the heat generation. Alright, Blackjack missing. He does manage to hit 2 of his medium lasers. Opens up the center torso, and then comes the shotgun. Oh, you love it! I love it. I really do. So critical hit, standard gyro, engine, machine gun, heat sink, machine gun ammo, just completely obliterated from the shotgun pellets. Oh yeah, there was just nothing left after that. Did it help whatever until the get survives? Exactly. Alright, you're out. You're one turn away from being out. And now you gotta stand still. And you're a locust that's really badly damaged. Chill, you're chill. Pilot. Oh, you just so happen to be at my perfect range. I'm gonna attempt to finish you off with missiles. You also happen to be really, really close to me, and I'm not sure I'm digging that. Alright. So how badly damaged are you? Because you were flailing around on the ground. You have no center, torso, rear, and you're pretty roughly hit. How long? Oh, that catapult's on her tail. Kenzie can't turn her back at the moment. That's why the LBX is good. Yep. Kenzie's still in your XP. I think my pizza's here. Nice. I will boot you, but I'm gonna shoot you. Blam and blam. Alright, let's fire for the Locust. Hits us with a machine gun. The Panther hits us with an SRM-4. The Blackjack nailing that Panther with three of his missile launchers. PPC misses, and that means that the shotgun pellets scatter all over the armor and don't accomplish anything. However, I'm close enough to give you Das Boot. Alright, so we get kicked, and then we boot the leg off the Locust. So that's working quite well, and the Locust is down on the ground. That'll be intel gathered. There's a pilot. Oh, and this is the heavies. Got a Dragon 1N, a Von Luckner, a Dragon 1N, and a Tokugawa tank. This is the heavy reinforcement units. It's time to leave. These guys are out. And now the Blackjack is going to jump and turn. And we are going to jump and turn and utilize that superior mobility. You're gonna chill, you're gonna chill. Oh, you're at my perfect range. Don't mind if I do. I love it. This Blackjack is actually really good as a skirmisher. I'm really enjoying it. You know what? I'm gonna give you everything because I wanna really knock you off my trail. Oh, is this gonna be a major upset somewhere else on the planet? Benefit of all arms on arms, I can flip the machine backwards. Yeah, but I'd rather have you shooting it forward. Out of curiosity, can you change armor point allocation or tonnage? Or is it straight stop mechs? Some good mechs have so little armor. Yeah, I allow you guys to swap your armor all over the place. So most of these mechs have a lot of customization. The only like major rule that we have when it comes to modification is if you're at a certain point in contract where there's just not much time before a major story event, I don't allow refits. And if you're not if you are unable to get access to a factory, I don't allow refits. Other than that, do what you want to do. I mean, that Blackjack is pretty similar to the BJ2 standard layout. Really? Oh, it just has streak SRMs on the NW. I think I'd rely. I think I would prefer the LRM5s, just because they're able to do this, which is great. All right, Panther missing everything. Blackjack managed to hit with 3 of his 4 missile launchers again, demonstrating excellent efficiency. The PPC manages to nail that left leg, and then more shotgun damage does hit the pilot in the head, although they are still conscious, and they did take 20 damage. Oh, we're rolling through. We are rolling through. Jump. One more turn, and the Blackjack's out. Means jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, next turn we're out. Chill. And then missile. And it's time for you to chill out, seriously, so just fire the cannon. Oh, that accuracy's so good. Large laser misses. SRM-4 does manage to find home. Blackjack missing all his shots, and so does Vraka. But we are home free at the end of this round. We came, we saw, we conquered. Jump and turn. Dun 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 dee dum 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 dee dum dum. Sorry, won't ever do that again. PPC and prototype. Alright. Did hit us with a large laser this time on the Blackjack's right arm and the SRM4. Possible through armor critical. Didn't hit anything. There are some Lance rules for configuration. Feel free to look at them. It is 30-34. So. Alright, we got some opening on that weakened leg from the PPC shot. PPC misses again, and then more shotgun pellets. Through armor criticals even. Panther stays standing. However, that, ladies and gents, is a victory. Alright, you're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. That is victory. Nope. Done. I'm gonna say yes, we don't, but because we're keeping this unit. How bad is it? It says 0. I don't quite believe that. Injuries. Let's see who's dead and who's KI. Yep, see? Whole bunch of people from the jump platoon that are still alive. Excellent. Alright, we don't actually get to take anything on this one because this was get the heck out. We don't get to grab anything because of the particular nature of this mission. I understand a little disappointing, but however, the enemy forces weren't that much. Just gotta click this button a lot instead of having a click all button. Let's see, how did enemy injuries? I don't really care. That locust belongs to the Warhammer. Yep, we did get some survivors, as I was expecting. That's why we had you hold down. So that I will count as getting the people on out of there. Jump platoons picking up some light things, and then the Warhammer grabbing the 2 mechs. All right, show me that infantry squad though. Just regular infantry. Conventional pilots, soldiers. Hangar. Infantry, there it is. We're not real. I don't have a rifle jump platoon. Yeah, they're good, I guess. 7 people got out of that one. So, could have been worse. The Peacock's Rex special intel obtained. Indeed. Just latch onto the back of the Blackjack and hope they do. Hopefully that's safe. It was 7 people. A couple crawled into the cockpit that were worse injured, but then they got jump packs so they can half keep up with you. Collective boot is traveling well. MegaMek continues to be a place where everyone meets up after ejecting or escaping. Yes, be proud of that. Alright, I do need to get rid of our prisoners since we obviously do not take prisoners. That is, in fact, the rules. Mode, remove people. They're gone! Beautiful. Alright, April 1st. It is April 1st, 1334. No practical jokes. They would not be met well. Everybody is mostly alive. We have a whole bunch of people who need to go into the infirmary. But hey, you're alive, you're kicking, that's what we need. Are they gone as in dead or as in released? As in, we never took them in the first place. The game automatically has you take prisoners, and we decided early on, just before we started the campaign, what we wanted to do with prisoners, and it was generally agreed by the people that we're not taking prisoners. So if people surrender, that's fine, we're just going to leave them as they are. We're not going to get involved in any of that insanity. Because otherwise it just becomes so much harder to keep your base hidden, and we need to keep the base hidden. Sadly. What do you mean, sadly? You're keeping yourself nice and safe, nice and hidden. All right. So, an excellent day today, I think. We did take some interesting hits, unfortunately. However, for the most part, everybody is still alive and kicking. And we got the Warhammer out there. No penetrating hits, which is quite nice. So, this is the... this is Vraka's Warhammer, the mech that she switched into, like, a year or so ago. So she's been practicing this. But ransoms and intel. I think the risks outweigh basically them where they happen to land. Exactly. There's no point in taking her. So this is the mech that she ended up, that we figured would be most useful in the general sort of conflict as a bodyguard. There's a better version of this that I can't wait for until we get things like endosteel and double heatsinks, but for now, this is nice. Didn't you have way more mechs the last time I looked? I don't know. When was the last time you looked? Because on this operation, we've only got some. Well, I think she is still salty. We stole her Atlas. The Atlas was never really her style. She started out in a Hunchback, actually. Until the Curians up, and then I made her crowd to stop potential elite pilots running rampant. They're so very much too great. Yeah, at the end of the last campaign, yeah, we sold all those. We made a lot of money at the end of the last campaign. It was rather impressive. We're going to make an absolute boatload of money at the end of this campaign. It's insane. Luckily, you guys have a city which you need to start building, so I will be taxing some of that for the city. Yes, so rich. So rich. We will get her an Akuma and tell her it's not an Atlas. I don't even know what an Akuma is, but she is very happy in this Warhammer. So this is the ride that she worked on designing. Her superior version will happen in 8 years or so? About 8 years, yeah, is when she'll get the next version of it. But this will be the mech that will probably be hers. So, and whoever can read this, that's what her mech is. Yeah, we need to build the infrastructure back home. Exactly. And the Atlas in a party mask made by Koreans. Mega double heat sinks. I can shoot both medium lasers and all arms together. Yep. It's a lot of timeline. Is it? I have no idea what it is. So can't wait until I can turn this prototype into a standard LBX autocannon. Because then I get even more accuracy off of the pellets. When you're firing cluster mode, like, accuracy is amazing. Oh, there's a couple. So I'm gonna run a bit of a test. Swap ammo. S02 should always be Inferno ammo. And then the Jaeger has the same deal. It's organized into the correct lances. Because I've done this before, but I just want to make sure that I'm tracking it properly. Swap ammo, Inferno ammo. These are the mechs that we've managed to take. Spider 5K. Akuma is a post-invasion Korean Atlas. Ah. Atlases aren't really her style. She likes something a little bit more nimble and maneuverable when at all possible. So the awesome was you know, tragedy and pain. But we are ripping most of these mechs apart at the moment. And 10 tons later. Ah. This is basically a Banshee, except cooler. So, a lot of work to be done, a lot of repairs to get done. I'm gonna have to figure out who's getting gypped this week. Yeah, Diamondback is absolutely getting patches. The knockout of large laser, that was a hard hit. I was actually really surprised that it suddenly came up so quickly. Playing with Diamondback is really hard. Like, really hard. Because Diamondback is really vulnerable. Like, really vulnerable. Oh, yeah, the thing we need to check. MechWares. Let's see if anybody has leveled up, done anything cool with their experience. Let's see. Grizzly is at 29, so he's 11 away from getting 2-2 or another major ability. You're a 4-3. I think you can. XP, current skills. Yeah, so you can get piloting if you want. The Storm one, if you want piloting, you can pick that up, or you can keep saving. Or you can buy... Oh, you already have an edge, so you should be fine. Let's see. Sunburn also. So Burning Sigil, you can also get a +1 to your piloting if you desire. Carriger, you are too high for that. You are too high for that. And Auto can also get a piloting. Storm wants it. He shall have it. XP, current skills, piloting. You're now 3-3 on the cusp of elite. Akuma had too many weapon types, but decent enough. I could only imagine trying to play it on Save McRun. Can anyone join this? If so, how, and is there room still? So the game is limited to only subscribers, either subscribers, sufficient patrons, or the high enough YouTube tier. So basically it's the equivalent of a Twitch subscription anyway. Unfortunately, we're full. We're already using 5 mech stars, and I can't really manage more than 4-ish units. The only reason we're able to cycle through so fast right now is because the opposition is militia. Like, they're not dangerous at all. So we're farming XP kind of, but at the same time, eventually things are going to get a lot higher, a lot more difficult to handle, and then it's going to be, a battle will take about an hour. So having more than 4 lances is not really in the cards, so we're kind of full up. In between contracts, what we end up doing is, sure Shed, we'll do. In between contracts, what we do end up doing is we do a roll call, and I do ask anybody who's like not really participating in the game anymore to gracefully step back. But at the moment, we are full, and room does not come easily. I mean, they're not really dangerous. Nobody's died yet. You're all fine. Just curious? Yeah. If I could, I would absolutely add more, but I don't have the time to run that. Potential second sword. I mean, they're not here yet, so all is good, all is safe, all is fine. Enhance your comp. Duma is away from. Osrak almost lost his head. Yeah, almost. The one meme of "But did you die?" definitely comes to mind. Just running a quick through on everybody to make sure. Yeah. If you do want edge, you need to let me know. I am not psychic. Also, if you haven't given me a planet name yet, please do, so I can figure out where you're from. Yeah. Firehawk died a contract ago. Like, 3 years ago at this point, so... Dead and forgotten. He's actually not forgotten. If I come over to personnel and I go down to the Rolls of Honor, I look for Mech Warriors. We can see Fergus Ivanova, also known as Firehawk. Mercenary killed in action. He was recruited 30-30-09-10, and he died. Oh, we weren't tracking death at that point, so we don't know. Yeah. Infantry aren't people? Not really. I mean, infantry aren't players. That's kind of the important thing. We've also got Crispy and Lou. Not a certain member was mission objective. I like how I've reminded myself of that. Alright, so yeah, we're done. Why is Gabriel Blake not in red down there? Oh, this? Just because he wasn't injured at the time, I guess? That's actually really weird. Why? I don't know why he doesn't have injuries. There's a couple of people like that. They're mostly soldiers. Causes some weirdness, I suppose. They say vengeance costs everything. I don't know. I'm looking at my funds right now, and it says 221,225,108 seagulls. Vengeance already seems to be quite profitable. He died peacefully in his sleep. Yes. That must have been it. Participated in Operation Thunderclap. These were Operation Thunderclap people. I wonder what happened in Operation Thunderclap. I think these were supposed to be retired. I lived, but I died. Dead without injuries, party too hard. Had a good time. Alright, let's go back to... Oh, they now have a Founders tab, which I really should go back and, like, reset. By the way, there's a bubble, for those wondering. Born also quite injured. A lot of people. Retirees, all of you. Your pensioners. Pensioners is what we're dealing with. Radiation poisoning? Probably not. Died tripping on a rock. Alright, we're going to say goodbye to the YouTube people. So to my YouTube people, thank you very much for watching. I have been T-Rank. If you like what you've been seeing, hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every single time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and we'll see you all in the next episode.